Research and orientation. The purpose of this presentation is to help you learn about the information literacy skills research helps you acquire and understand the research process. The information literacy skills that you learn through research: thinking about your topic, identifying reliable expert sources of information, consulting and comparing sources, searching for background information, reading research carefully and completely, as well as using information ethically. How do you acquire and hone these skills? Research. Research is done through a cycle. Good researchers are aware of their thought processes, as well as the information they are gathering and analyzing while they complete the cycle. Here's the cycle of research. You have a topic, you have search terms and phrases to use, resources to find, gathering the data of information relevant to your topic, extracting that information from the data that you've collected, and then creating a final product, such as a PowerPoint or a paper. Now let's talk about information literacy skills you practice as you go through the research cycle. The first skill we're going to talk about is thinking about your topic. You'll want to form a question or questions. Asking questions or forming a question regarding your topic will help give your work clear focus and purpose. Use who, what, when, where, how, and why for formulating your question. How and why being for more complex, open-ended research questions. Your subject or topic should be mentioned in the question. Don't use general questions, mainly because these types of questions become very overwhelming as you won't have focus, and unless you're writing a book, it's very unrealistic for academic research. Also, you'll want to think about what you already know about your topic. We all have a base knowledge on some topics. Know what you already know so you can confirm and expand on it through your research. Okay, the next set of skills all fall under working with information. So the first one is identifying reliable, expert sources of information. The best way to do this is through a checklist of seeing what's reliable. You'll get this on the next slide. Next is consulting and comparing sources. You want to ask yourself questions such as, are the sources you're reading saying similar things? Different? What does that mean for your research? What do you need to do next? Do they contradict each other? And how does this change or support your theories or hypothesis? You'll constantly be wanting to ask yourself questions as you're reading through information and ensuring that things kind of connect. Also, searching for background information is a big part of it. Look to the biographical information and references of the author or authors you are reading to find more sources of information on your topic, or other articles. So here's a good reliability checklist in order to determine if what you are reading is information that's relevant and accurate to you. Make sure the information found by the author or authors is relevant to the topic of research, peer-reviewed or from a reputable publisher, that the author or authors, the publisher, and the date of publication are easy to find. This is especially important for websites. That it's published within the last 5 years for technology and sciences, or the last 10 years for the humanities, such as literature, history, etc. But if you're in doubt, you can ask your instructor for guidance on this area. Also, some titles that are much older than 10 years are good for background information. Make sure that it doesn't have biased language present within the paper or presentation, and that everything's easy to follow up, even on the author and their credentials, as well as the information given has been supported by others in different sources. It's also always very good to vary your sources of information. So there are encyclopedias, which provide you general information on your topic, and it's a great place to begin your research. Periodicals, such as newspapers, academic journals, magazines, and newsletters, offer more current and recent events sometimes regarding your topics. Especially academic journals, this is where you'll find peer-reviewed articles. You can also use documentaries and newsreels. They can provide a visual perspective, and you can use notes and quotes for them. But please be cautious. Make sure you know who is publishing the video, as it may not be a credible source, especially if it's a biased publisher. There's books and ebooks. You don't necessarily have to use the entire book. Oftentimes with books, you use the table of contents and indexes to find specific information on your topic. Alright, also the last skill, and perhaps a very important one that many academics must have, is to present your research ethically. Be sure to cite your sources when you use a quote, paraphrase information, making any kind of reference. Even if you are reciting information from your own work, you need to cite what you are referring to and the date it was generated, as well as its purpose. Also, when you are collaborating with a partner, it's good to make sure that you cite who you worked with and what you discovered. If you both were working on a team project, make sure both people's names are actually on the work. Now, perhaps you don't know this, but at RMMS Library we have our own resources for research that you can rely on. We have El Portal, which is a database. We have Gales Engage Learning, which is our primary academic database that gives you access to a lot of resources, such as magazine, newspaper, and academic journals, but it also provides access to documentaries too. There's World Book Online. This is our encyclopedia, so this may be a good start to get background information. We also have the Destiny Discover Library Catalog, where you can find many ebooks and reference books in the library very easily and quickly on your topics. And then we also have another ebook streaming service through Junior Library Guild, which offers a few limited titles of nonfiction. Try to avoid using popular search engines and Wikipedia when doing academic research, as the contributors may not pass a credibility check. The above are from reliable vendors and purchased for you to use to make researches easier. As you get older, you may explore other means of research, but right now, to kind of help you out as you're developing your skills, I would recommend these sources. If you still need your librarian, Miss Stimson's contact information, you can message through Canvas, you can email her at this email address, or just go to redmountainlibrary.weebly.com/contact.